Hello, everybody. I'm hoping I can take this in one take. Today's not the kind of episode I really want to make. But I promised you guys in the very first episode I did, one of the things I would be was honest. And honestly, the episode that I was editing, I haven't been able to finish editing. I'll be lucky if I get it done next week if this doesn't ease. Because I'm in the middle of a massive flare. I have been since Saturday. Today is Friday. So it's going on a week. I don't have them very often anymore, but I do have them. At least not the ones that last a week or more. Normally I have them there a day or two. And so today is actually one that's going to be based in a flare. And some of the things that I deal with when I have one. Honestly, today is about something I think you guys would like to hear. Because it really shows that I deal with this too. And some of the things I do to deal with it. This flare is based in spasms. In fact, I woke my partner up at 3 this morning because my spasms are so bad. First, he did a little acupressure to try and ease some of the spasms in my hip. And then he helped me out of bed and into my office just so I could spend the remainder of the night in my chair. For me, laying in bed too long only worsens the spasms. And so I spent the rest of the night in my chair. I'm still dealing with the spasms. I'm still dealing with being stoned because I am taking more painkillers just trying to get through it, just like you guys do. And I don't know when this is going to end. This one started for one of the most simple, common problems that I deal with, which is sleep. If I don't get a minimum of 6 hours sleep, chances of me going to flare are good one. The last time one brought on a severe flare, it lasted 3 months. Because when I first moved over to the UK, I take a sleeping pill, what the VA calls non-formulary, which is not a common one that's taken. But it's one that it took us years to find to be able to get me to at least where I can go to sleep. I used to be on 2 sleeping pills, one for me to go to sleep, which is the one I'm still taking, and one to help me stay asleep, which I now take a vitamin type supplement to try and help with. Actually, I take a couple. Magnesium, zinc, HTP, and one that I can get from a health food store that is a mixture of valerian root and a few other things. It's to get me to go to sleep and stay asleep. Unfortunately, what I did is I had been warned by my chiropractor I was already showing more inflammation than usual on Thursday. And then Friday, I did something very stupid. I accidentally did not take my nightly pills. And I ended up waking up early. A flare started that day, and it's been here ever since. So, yes, I do the stupid things too. And I do pay the consequences. And then I got an email that really hurt quite a bit. And it only added some severe stress to the situation. And I think that's extended it. Because I got accused of something I didn't do by someone I loved. And I won't lie, it hurt. It hurt a lot. It's just kind of like those days when someone looks at you and calls you lazy because you don't move a lot. It's that kind of a hurt that is not your fault, but it feels like you're being blamed for it. And it's not something that people with fibro deal with well. And I'm no different. Today, I didn't even get dressed in my usual. I just put on one of my very easy things to do. I'm basically wearing one of my house dresses. It's one of my nicer ones. In fact, it's brand new. But it is something that was very easy to put on. I won't lie, I did take a shower. I did it so that I could get the heat on the areas of spasming and to wash my hair, which is better for when I record. But that's it. I haven't done much of anything in the past week. I wanted to go into some of my coping skills about how to deal with the flare. One of my biggest things is sitting up. For me, laying down too long tends to cause spasms. That's one of the reasons why some of my episodes have been on moving and the way to move. Yes, it's from my perspective. It's also approaching some of the things that we all do, which is the more we hurt, the less we move. And that actually does cause problems because the less we move, the more we stiffen up. So I do move a lot when I'm like this, whether it be moving back or forth, whether it be side to side, whether it be lifting my arms up, down. I do my best to move as much as possible when I'm like this. Mostly because if I don't, I stiffen up and it only makes the flare worse. And when I'm like this, I don't need it worse. I just do everything I can just to survive it. And nothing more different than what you deal with. And showing you something this raw is not easy for me. But I think it's also something valuable. The fact is that one of our most important things to do is to move. One of the most painful things for us to do is move. So we're fighting a losing battle that we have to win. Otherwise, we get stuck in that loop of it keeps getting worse. I don't want you guys to think I don't deal with this, and that's kind of one of the reasons I am doing this video, and why this video is going to be pretty much raw. It's not going to be my edited versions, and God knows I'm still learning editing. I'm basically going to throw it into my CapCut, which is my program I use for editing. I'll let it take out some of my longer pauses. And that's pretty much what you're going to get. It's not going to be my dividers. I don't have the capacity to do the kind of editing I need my videos normally. Not if I want to get it out. And so I'm hoping you guys can understand that. I was supposed to do a video on humor next. And I've already done it. I've already recorded it, but I'm stuck. I can't finish editing it. I don't have the mental capacity. I don't have the visual capacity because when I get like this, not only is my brain fogged, but so are my eyes. I have difficulty with my eyes being darker. They're being almost like I've got a screen in front of them, like a curtain. I've got this curtain to try and help with the light exposure. It's like I have something like this over my eyes. that's not something you can use when you're editing. Another thing is acupressure, because a large part of my military disability deals with spasms. I have muscle spasms in my knee, and because of my knee, I had falls that damaged my hips. My pelvic alignment does not stay stable. As many of you know, you also deal with things like hips, knees, and back pain. And my hip pain can get pretty extreme. I've got, due to falls, bursitis and tendinitis in my hip, which is the opposite hip to my knee. So my right knee I wear a brace in, right ankle I wear a brace on, but the damage shows up in my left hip. And that's where my spasms are. Honestly, this was the first time my partner saw how some of my really bad days go. He hated it, but last night when he did the acupressure, he had to cause me pain. And I was literally crying. But at the same time, it had to be done. If you don't control the spasms, it just gets worse. The other thing I do is I find something to distract me. Stuff that doesn't take a lot of brain power. I play games. One of the games I've been playing lately has been House Flipper, because it enables me to do stuff. It enables me to clean. It enables me to do things that we feel we need to do, but in a way that my body can accept. Yeah, maybe it's escapism, but it's a coping strategy for me because it makes me feel less like I'm doing nothing. Anyways, I wanted to get on here. I wanted an episode out, and quite frankly, I thought that maybe showing some of my less put together stages would help. Maybe to better understand me and to understand that I lived through this too. I know I try to put together in most of my videos, but sometimes I think understanding that I'm not all together is something that I think maybe some of you might understand and help you relate more to what I'm trying to teach. Anyways, I think I'm done. So I will see you guys next week. Hopefully it'll be my humor episode that I planned, but that will mean that the flare has gone away. If not, you may get another one of these. I don't know. We never know. So I'll see you next week. So if that helps you, feel free to stick around. I know how isolating fibromyalgia can feel, so I have started a Discord where my hope is that people can come, talk, share experiences, and just feel less alone. I'll leave a link to that below. And if you'd rather reach out privately, I am including my email as well. These videos are written from my own personal experiences. They are not meant as a medical diagnosis. They're not meant as medical advice. I'm just trying to share ways that I've learned to deal with the illness from over 3 decades of experience.